Thursday, and it could make landfall a little farther south, a little farther north, but Ian's a big storm. We're already seeing rain bands moving into southern and central Florida, the Florida Keys this morning. Going to be widespread impacts. We're very concerned about the storm surge potential along the Florida West Coast since that's such a vulnerable area.
I know Category 4 is a big deal, and you can tell me wind speeds, but I don't know what that means in sort of real life on the ground. Are we talking about winds that can, topple a tree or pull down wires? What could happen on the ground when this hurricane hits?
Yeah, so anywhere that experiences sort of the core of the eye wall of the hurricane as it comes on shore could expect, damage to, stick-built homes, certainly damage to mobile homes, widespread tree, power line damage. There could be widespread power outages, other damage to infrastructure. So that's just on the wind side. And there's going to be sort of a wider spread, like tropical storm force wind event. You can see with tropical storm warnings up even along the east coast of Florida. There's going to be high winds across much of the state over the next few days.
So what sort of resources are being made available for people potentially impacted by the hurricane?
Well, in terms, counties have declared, states of emergency. There's been evacuations that are ordered. So it just really goes down to that local level where you encourage people to listen to the advice that's been given by their local government officials. If they've been asked to evacuate, if you live in one of these storm surge evacuation zones, particularly in this purple area here from north of Tampa all the way down to Fort Myers, Collier County, Naples, areas like Port Charlotte, Sarasota. If you live in one of these storm surge evacuation zones, you've been asked to leave, please do so, because your window to prepare and get ready for the storm essentially is going to be closing later today. By tonight, you're going to need to be where you're going to ride out the storm.
I got to tell you, Michael, it seemed like it was a kind of quiet hurricane season up until now.
Yeah.
I didn't really think we were going to be, talking about a hurricane. And now we've got this monster coming up. We've got 2 more months left in this season. What does the rest of the season look like?
Well, we're expecting a busy season. We've had a busy September. We've had several hurricanes and multiple major hurricanes. The peak of the season really runs all the way into October. And so people really can't let their guard down and need to be ready for potentially more storms. But our focus right now is on Ian. And it's really always on the water hazards. The storm surge and the rainfall flooding are what kill the most people in hurricanes in the United States.
That's a good reminder. People are always concerned about the wind, but, it's not the wind. It's stuff that happens afterwards often. Michael Brennan, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, a century-old shipping law is preventing the island of Puerto Rico from receiving a critical fuel shipment following Hurricane Fiona. A diesel fuel shipment is idling off the coast of the hurricane-ravaged island, waiting to offload. Under the Jones Act, it's unable to dock at the access port because the ship is not a U.S.-owned ship. So President Biden is being pressured to waive the restriction. However, the decision goes against his Made in America agenda. Hundreds of thousands